Hey everybody, I'm Morgan.
And this is Ryan.
And we're talking chitty. Okay, and you've done actually really well in the market this last week, dude. You've made back your money and some. I can't believe it. I don't. We just said in the last podcast you had to play from behind, so.
We totally did. Hey, and I actually played behind. But for, the last 3 months, it was just not really going my way.
No. I was getting lucky.
I was able to make this money back by doing day trades with UGAZ and DGAZ.
Nice.
And that follows the UNG ticker, and it's just all natural gas. But for, the last 3 days, I don't remember the exact numbers, but yesterday was, I think, 512. Thursday was 4 and some change. And then Wednesday was like 900 and some change.
Wow.
So for a total of like $1,600 this week. So
dude,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Did pretty good.
You've done really well.
Yeah.
Come a long way from where we started.
Definitely. Yeah, the first time I ever invested was 2005 when I was in Iraq. And I bought Starbucks. Yeah, that was my very first stock, legitimate stock that I ever bought.
That's
I think
awesome.
It was, I don't know, making up a number here, but I think maybe like $7. Today,
yeah.
Starbucks, or not today, but this week, Starbucks closed at 68 or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah. Just think about had I saved, 68.20. That's where it ended.
Jeez.
But yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just clicking buttons. I heard a name, Starbucks, before, so I was like, hey, let's see what this company's about. I think I held it for 3 days.
Yeah.
Probably lost $7.
You were a swing trader.
Yeah.
You were swing trading and didn't even know.
Absolutely.
So you would still consider yourself a beginner, though.
Oh yeah, I don't even think I'm an amateur yet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Me too.
I just figured out as we go along, read
Yeah.
a little bit more, just figure out different indicators. So I only use the RSI, relative strength indicator. I use the volume indicator. I use the MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence. What else do I use? I use candlesticks. I like reading candlesticks. That's actually a fun little art form, reading candlesticks. Trick is, though, you have to understand, none of these are 100%.
Yeah.
There's a lot of indicators out there. Just pick a few.
Yeah.
Find which ones work for you, which ones you enjoy reading, that
Right.
you understand, and go from there. Because I initially thought you had to know every single indicator, and every indicator you use in order to know, hey, is this going to be up and down? I've had people tell me they use the VIX and the volume. I don't even know what the VIX is. But
it's overwhelming, though, like when you have there's so many indicators to choose from.
Absolutely.
And Ricky Gutierrez is actually somebody that we started listening to. Ryan
that guy's
found him.
awesome.
And he gave us some tips. Oh, the other indicators were the EMA and the SMA. And
then so on my charts, I use TradingView. TradingView.com.
Yeah,
it's
that's
free.
right.
You can get a paid subscription. But yeah, I use 2 moving averages. One is just a moving average, and that's for I call it my old man line. It's
I
the
like
SMA,
that.
simple moving average. Actually, yeah, so it's an SMA, and then I use an EMA for exponential moving average. That's like the extreme kid Tide Pod challenges. Yeah, I mean, this guy's doing duck lips in the camera. He's doing whatever everybody else is doing on the time. But yeah, so my SMA I have, 180 days, and my EMA I have at 20 days.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. And that is free on TradingView. You can do that. And then, so he'll take that, and then he actually trades on Robinhood app on his phone.
Robinhood gets a lot of crap, on the TechBud Solutions Facebook page, but I've never had any problems with Robinhood. I contacted them within 24 hours.
Wow.
They were able to get back with me. I've never been kicked out of my account, though I'm not doing nefarious things either.
Yeah.
So I have used a couple day trades that I know you're not supposed to be a day trader unless you have $25,000 in your account, but
you're allowed like 3 or 4 though.
Yeah, some people say they used one on Robinhood, and boom, they were kicked out. But I kind of wonder if there's not more to that story. There's 2 sides to every story, and then there's the truth.
Maybe they did 6 day trades in that one day, and they're like, I only did it one day. Like, well, yeah, you can't do.
And I wonder if they don't have it locked. Yeah, if they don't have it locked out to where they're not allowed to make that 4th day trade.
Right.
So
I don't know. It was a lot different from Coinbase when we started cryptocurrency trading yesterday. That actually got us into stock trading, and that was the big thing, is like finding something that you like to do and trade. And for us, cryptocurrencies were so new we
And it was
jumped
fun.
on it. Yeah.
They were very volatile.
Oh yeah, they're not
Now
anymore.
they're just kind of acting like just
Regular old stocks.
like some boring
Grandpa.
stock. Yeah.
They're not as exciting.
Mm-mm.
So, but the marijuana stocks is actually what drew me to stock trading too, because it was legal, starting to become legal in Canada.
You have to find a market within the stock market that you enjoy,
Yep.
whether it's oil, healthcare, marijuana, commodities,
whatever.
whatever.
Your trade is,
Yeah. Yeah, whatever your trade is. If you're a
What you
nurse,
know.
learn about medical stocks. Yeah, that'll be what you would trade.
Our friend got into it because of GE. And he was
Yeah.
at GE, so he invested in the company he worked for. I always said we needed Amazon stock because building this bus, I mean, we spent so much money on Amazon.
Lots.
Whew. Could have made
Should
some
have had
money.
that Amazon card, honestly. Before we did our build,
Oh, man.
we should have bought everything on that Amazon card and just
card.
been paying off that Amazon card because, we would have been able to save a lot more or have those points back. And
Yeah.
so some of these things might not have cost us anything to purchase.
We actually had a lot of customers during this pumpkin patch come in with this Amazon Prime card, and so we took advantage of it to actually start this podcast, and we've already made like over $30 back on
Yeah.
and I mean, with this bus build, we probably would have made hundreds or thousands of dollars back.
Sure, easy.
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
I think we had about $26 already in
Yeah.
this thing. And we've already paid off the card, but we still get to
Yeah.
keep those points.
It's
so
awesome.
we just use it for the points and then pay off before we get hit with any interest.
So our freaking cat's probably going to put a hole in another water pipe we're going to have to pay and replace.
It's probably a guarantee. So you were talking about Rob
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
GE.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and I, we actually every single morning we just chat with each other. He's
That's
at work
cool.
at GE. I'm at the lot doing this Christmas tree season, or about to start it.
Yeah.
And when we were doing pumpkins, we would hit each other up in the morning, just kind of get a situation report. Hey, what are we doing today? What's going on? What are you feeling today? Or if we learn about a new stock or an interesting stock, he found a way to short and go long on gold. So I'm actually pretty
Nice.
excited about
What are
that
those?
because
What
I'm
are
waiting
those
for
tickers?
gold to start going up. I've been following this AUY, Yamana Gold.
Yeah.
They're at like $2.18, their all-time high. I might be lying here, but I think it's $20.75, somewhere around there.
Ooh.
It was 20-something. But,
Why
it's
do
extremely low right now.
Why do you think gold will be going back up? Do you think because of the recession or?
Sure, I mean,
coming
it's just a
recession?
natural. There's no cynicism to this.
Sure.
It's a natural cycle. And right now, we're 10 years into this bull market, and
I
we're
didn't know
just
that.
now starting to see a pullback in this market. So, I think what is it? Every 5 to 8 years, we usually have some type of recession that
Wow.
happens. And so, if we're at 10 years right now, we're definitely due for one. And every time that we've gone into a recession, you can go look in the charts. Gold actually goes up.
Oh.
So, and gold right now is trading at 12.21, give or take a few bucks.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty low.
I bought
So-
into AUI at the wrong time. It's $2.12 or something now. I got it at $2.30 a share. So it's only a few cents. I got like 30 shares. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, if it does go to $20, I'll be freaking stoked.
Yeah,
That'd be
it's
awesome.
$2.16 right now. Yep.
See, and I started off with just like $100 in my Robinhood, and I would just buy like 10 shares of something that was like $10 or less. So you don't have to have a ton of money, and that's the best way really is to start paper trading and then do small amounts that you can sacrifice. And I could fuck off $100 in a month on shoes or
Anything.
clothes or fucking
Name it.
shit for the house I don't need. And
Something you're not even going to know you
Yep.
have later.
Yep. Exactly. So I needed to start investing in myself, and that's so part of what we have been doing this entire year, and what we've been doing recently is just giving ourselves more financial intelligence.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That just that vocabulary word we actually learned from Robert Kiyosaki in the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. So
It's an
yeah,
awesome
and we'll get
book.
into some of the books that we read. But
Yeah. No, it is.
So like I said, the first time I invested was in Iraq. Then I was offshore and I started investing again. But each time that I invested, those 2 times, I didn't understand what I was doing. I didn't know
Right.
what indicators were. I didn't understand volume. I didn't understand the EMA, SMA lines. So I didn't understand moving averages, period.
Yeah.
I didn't understand any technical analysis or fundamental analysis. So this time, we actually did a really good job this year and buckled down, really
Yeah.
started figuring out what are these words? What do these words even mean? And Investopedia.
Yes.
That's another good one to build your vocabulary. Just like there's a Webster's Dictionary, Investopedia.com
Yeah.
is a great one to work on your financial intelligence vocabulary. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
communicating, if you know what kind of question you need to ask, you can get the right answer you're looking for.
that is the key. What you have to ask the right question for
Yep.
sure.
Absolutely.
That is the key.
And Ricky Gutierrez wasn't on YouTube yet, so.
Yeah, anybody out
ready.
there listening to this, look up, if you are interested in investing, this is just what we're doing. This podcast is going to be about what we're doing today.
Yep.
We've had that question asked to us most frequently. Just
Yeah.
what are you guys doing today? Ricky Gutierrez, he is a young guy from Scottsdale, Arizona. I mean, he is a kick-ass mentor to have in your pocket because he
Yep.
breaks things down.
For beginners.
Yeah, and
He's really successful at it. He has a lot of videos where he teaches his friends in 20 minutes how to use the Robinhood app,
Yep.
TradingView, or whatever. He uses TD Ameritrade, but he also deals with a lot of money.
He uses TD Ameritrade for the Thinkorswim platform. I'm sure he
Right.
also makes trades on there,
Yeah.
but he likes using Robinhood because there
Oh.
are no fees.
Right. And see, when we did crypto, Coinbase, and moving Bitcoins, blah, 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 like there was so much money in fees. You lost so much in fees. So this is a big deal. This was our learning curve was,
Sure.
we don't know what we're doing. So
Nope.
losing $1 is like, it's terrible.
Now we lose many
Now
dollars.
now it's
And then
many
we get it back,
dollars
though.
and
And
get
that's
it
the
back.
thing. That's the whole point of the
Up and
problem
down.
solving. With
Up and
this
down.
podcast, it's all about problem solving. Whatever your problem is, like
There's a
I had on one
solution.
of these podcasts, I'd gone down, what was it? $100, $300, I don't know, and then was
It was
able
the day
to.
Gardley came. Oh, we saw Gardley at Walmart. It was like
Was it that day?
$230 or something, $300 in a day.
Yeah, just problem solve.
Yeah.
Know what you're gonna do with your money and emotions and greed. So I had to work on my emotional intelligence in order to trade, and I had to work on my greed because I wouldn't take my gains off the table, and I just thought, no, it's gonna go higher. No, it's gonna go higher. Well, when it starts going down, then you use the emotion, to rationalize, oh, wait, it'll come back up. It'll come back up.
It's
So
a
there's
hard
just this
thing.
pendulum swing of emotions between greed and
mini heart
denial.
attacks.
Yeah, just no, it'll go up. So and then to where I'm just eventually just negotiating with my screen. What
Cut your
happened?
losses and run.
Yeah, if you
'cause
have
it's gonna
gains,
come
take
up.
them, run with them,
Yeah.
and live to fight another day because
Yeah.
you never know what's going to happen on the opening bell. These UGAs and DGAs, that's what I'm trading right now. That's where I made all the gains this week. They have what's called like an open window, and so it'll jump, up. And so one day, again, I'm just making up numbers here, but it was, let's say $100, and then the next morning it was, well, you know what a realistic one was? It was 158. The next morning it jumped all the way to 200 something, and then in pre-market it was all the way up to 260, and then came
Jesus.
down. Well, I bought it when it came back down, and then it did see 260 again, and I was able to sell it at, I think, I didn't get greedy. I sold it maybe at 250. So
It's a couple dollars is a couple dollars. You can, and something a good analogy Ryan learned this year.
well, that was my $900 gain.
That's
Yeah.
a home run to me.
Oh,
But
that
we were
was a home
talking.
run. Absolutely.
Our analogies were like, don't be scared to just bunt or
Yeah.
get a single or a double or a triple.
$3,
You don't have to
16
get
bucks.
a home run.
Yeah, that's a bunt.
Yeah.
Couple dollars, because guess what? That's an extra $3 to $16 in your war chest
Yeah.
that tomorrow you get to go throw towards something else.
Yes.
And yeah, never be afraid to take these. I call them small trash money gains. I had a couple.
It's a win.
A couple last week, excuse me. I had a couple. Hell, I don't think I made much money last week. This week I made a lot finding you guys and D guys.
That and you've gotten smarter, and he came back. He was behind, and I think it just kind of motivated him to be like hunker down and figure out what his deal was.
You know what it really was is, so I was talking about Rob. Me and him and I have created this little, I don't know,
Club. It's a little investor
yeah,
club.
little investor club on
It's cute.
Facebook, and it's just him and I. Direct messaging. I don't know how you say that word. Messaging. There it is. Messaging each other back and forth. And one day I just was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm tired of losing money. I can't do this anymore. Just this market's too crazy.
Defeat.
And he called and he asked, hey, man, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm just, laying back here doing nothing. He was like, man, I'm making money hand over fist. I'm making all this money. He goes, I've jumped into you guys like you had told me to. And so here was the problem. I had developed a plan, but then I just went off script on my own plan. He actually followed my plan. And so, as soon as he did that, I got back on my laptop, looked at the technicals, created a plan for this, and all right, go. Here we go.
You stuck to it this time.
And I stuck to it this time. And the last 3 days, I actually stuck to my plan hard. And that's how I was able, I think, to make the $1,600 I did this week.
So stick to your plan, because it's so
greed
easy
and emotions.
to
Gotta
let
get 'em in check.
Yes, my emotions got me stuck in the market. I wrote it down.
Yeah, you have to have risk management. Have a stop loss put in place.
Hurt my
If you guys don't know what a
stomach.
stop loss is, let's say you bought a stock at $7, but you see there's a gnarly fluctuation of it'll go all the way down to, let's just say, 650. Okay. Well, if you put a stop loss at, say, 690, your stock will sell. So you want to make sure that you set a stop loss to where, hey, if it normally goes to 650, maybe 648 or so, now I'm going to sell this thing. So, and it just does it so you don't have to be monitoring the market at that time.
I have had a 50-50 of my stop loss working, because what'll happen is I'll set one, it'll hit that, and then bounce right the fuck up. And I'm like, no.
It's because you didn't have a low enough stop loss.
Yeah.
And again, if you think
I played it too safe.
Sure.
And that's the thing. You have to have balls. Again, another thing. You have to have balls to survive this market and play with money that you are not scared to lose.
Balls and patience. Yeah, have fuck you money. Just money that you're going to, spend at Starbucks, spend at Walmart.
So Ryan
whatever.
and I, one of the things we're even doing this year is work camping, doing this work camping gig. And it's actually the money we use to play investment.
Just fuck you money, yeah.
To be able to do it. And because we save money, we don't have to pay anybody for a spot or water or electric.
Yep.
We're actually on our solar power mostly. And so we're able to sit here and save, and then we're just...
And we save, every month as well.
Yeah.
But this is just straight
extra.
Fuck you money. We
It's
don't need
extra.
it. Yeah.
And it's nice. And all this money, we're hoping we'll build it, and then throw it into some really awesome land that we can park our bus on. So that's
or
actually
investment.
what we're doing. And we don't work camp throughout the year. A lot of people do. But we work camp once a year. We do this.
Because this one's fun.
It is fun.
The guy that actually owns this, he owns, 20, 22 of these.
Something.
I mean, he's an easygoing guy.
Yeah.
He's got a smile on his face. I don't care if
he knows what he's doing.
If, he's got 20 fires that he's putting out, he still has a smile on his face. And, when we ask for something, he takes care of us. And it's just kind of fun to, see everybody. So
yeah. And we get a spot to ourselves that's fenced in. So the kids have a yard. Our dog has a yard. I don't know. It's nice. We're content doing it. And so then the rest of the year, we're able to just kind of go play around, look for land, explore the area. And that's kind of part of what we do.
Yeah, well, we like fun revenue streams.
Yes.
So, like the social media, that brings in podcasting.
The website.
That we already had at least, we're breaking 100% even on podcasting right now.
Yeah,
so
we are, actually.
With people that are wanting to sponsor, we just have to, get it going.
Hey, guys, we're looking for sponsors.
Yeah.
If you want to be a part of this awesomeness.
Yeah, we already got 2 people that want to sponsor us. We just got to actually
Yeah.
do the recording before. So
Yeah.
But then the drop shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. The T-shirts and merchandise. We're
Consdorf
working on that.
You're talking with him about it.
Yeah.
So
Roughneck Outfitters is the business he runs. He's one of Ryan's combat buddies, actually. So you could check out his T-shirts. They're really nice, really cool.
But yeah, this lot season, this is probably the most fun.
Yeah.
It's easy.
And we get to meet the locals and learn about the area. We get to know, we just met a guy who friggin' fixes transmissions, which is awesome because we have 2 diesels.
Oh yeah, he knew exactly what transmission we had on this on this bus. Yeah.
And so you meet all these people, different people. We met a tortoise farmer. They came and got some pumpkins, and she's really sweet. She brought a little pig for us to pet. And some lady brought us 2 lasagnas. She came to the pumpkin patch with her family, had such a good time, and just wanted to show her appreciation for it. And
that was pretty sweet. This
is actually the first place we've really felt comfortable. And one of his 172nd buddies lives here, and I don't know. It's been nice. And we have some friends from West Texas.
The bassist for Jimmy and the Johnson is here. Yeah.
And Mia, she works at Battleship Tattoos. So if anybody's in Sierra Vista looking for those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're able to get together with some people. It's just nice. It's nice to be in an area where we have people.
So, what are some books that we've been reading this year?
So I really enjoyed the Rich Dad Poor Dad book.
It's a great book.
And then we ended up getting the Cash Flow Game, which is based off of that book.
I'm really glad we got that just for even ourselves, but also for the kids because it's an easy game. You're doing a lot of math.
It's
basic
literally
math.
Financial statements.
It's just financial statements. Yeah, income statements.
Yeah.
It's easy.
And it really, what it does, okay, I'm always like the janitor or some shitty job. It's kind of like the game of life in Monopoly. Ryan's always some fucking doctor, but his card would say he has got a lot of student loan debt, he's got a lot of credit cards, he's got a big house payment. Yeah. His kids are going to cost $300 each kid he has if he lands on the space to have kids.
Really teaches your kids not to have kids. Yeah, our kids, every time they get a kid on that game.
We've got 7 billion people on this planet.
Yeah.
So, but I'm always like the janitor making $600 a month. But here's the thing, there's 2 game things. In the middle of it's the rat race, and you play that first. You want to get out of the rat race by making your cash flow bigger than your expenses, right? it's like
You're telling this story.
Yeah, well, I can't remember. Like I'm thinking of anyway. So you have different like
No,
cards.
you want your cash flow to be larger than your income.
Right?
Because
that
your
you're
cash
making.
flow is just your
Extra
your
money.
extra money that you're making.
So
and
there's
it has
like
to be larger than your income so you can quit your job. So
right, and that motivated us to even do the stock market too, because it was about buying stocks. It was about buying investment properties.
that is the one thing that game taught me.
Yeah.
So I used to always believe into that position trading. So there's 3 types of traders. You have a day trader. Obviously, it's somebody that makes a trade within the same day, buys and sells within the same day. And then you have a swing trader, somebody that'll hold their position for a couple days, couple weeks, maybe up to a month or 2.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have a position trader, someone that's going to hold their stocks for years. Like Warren Buffett does some swing trading. I'm sure he does day trading too, but I know he has a lot of position trades.
Sure.
I was just reading an article where he picked up something back in 2014 and just sold it, or 15. And
Did he
sold
make
it.
any money?
That's Warren Buffett. I'm sure he did.
Well, to go over what his rules are.
Oh, so he has 2 rules of investing, and the first one is don't lose money. Second rule is go back to rule number 1.
Yeah.
So just don't lose money. And it's impossible to not lose money. Don't get so hung up on that word. I think what he's trying to tell people is that know what you're doing before you throw money in. If
Right.
you don't understand what you're doing, why you're throwing this money in, you don't know how high up it's going to go.
It's
You don't
not
know how
worth it.
low it can go down. You don't know where to set a stop loss. And you don't make a trade unless you have a stop loss. Do not have a mental stop loss, because mental stop losses, that's when you start negotiating.
Yeah.
So
And you'll negotiate with yourself. And Rich Dad Poor Dad, so is basically Kiyosaki has a dad who is, it's his real dad. He's got an education.
University.
Yeah, he works at the
Professor.
university. And then his friend's dad, who runs a bunch of businesses, and he's always busy. And it really goes into detail explaining like how old the house that this kid lives in is, to I think maybe show like just because they didn't live in this big mansion with big cars doesn't
Sure.
mean they didn't have any money.
He didn't have new
He
cars.
was living within his means. He
Yep.
was living with what he could afford, but also paying himself first and investing. Yes, in different businesses and houses and rentals and doing all these things.
Yeah, he talked about the old wooden floorboards, the
Yeah.
squeaky front porch
The
right as you're
windows.
standing at the front door.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so where
Very
this businessman,
descriptive.
who I guess was like the most richest man on one of the islands in Hawaii, probably
Right.
the Big Island, and yeah, but he looked dirt poor, and that's what I noticed in West Texas. A lot of
Yeah.
those oil men in West Texas, I mean, they just kind of looked like you would never know they had that much money.
Nope. They
Yeah.
didn't even drove
They
over
don't flaunt
trucks.
it. Yeah, they're not, new rims, sound systems,
No.
things like that, beat up trucks.
It's old money. No,
No, it's
joking,
not
no.
even old money. No.
No, but
a lot of
they're
those guys have
living
made
within
it
their
just within
means.
our lifetime.
No, absolutely. Like
Was
our
not
friends,
passed
yeah.
down. They just
Yeah.
stay within their means, and they would rather their large amounts of money go towards another investment that's going to make them more money, and it helps
Right.
them with taxes. So yeah,
Yeah, that's something I learned too, is that you're able to, if you're under like a corporation or an LLC, that you can use that money to basically spend it before Uncle Sam spends
spend
it.
first, and then
Yeah.
get taxed on what you have left.
Yeah. So either way, it was a huge eye opener
Huge
for
eye-opener.
us, and we've had this book forever.
Yeah.
We've just decided to read it. We weren't ready to receive all the information, so
If I would have read it 10 years ago,
Yeah.
there's no way. Because I was told about this book just by a random stranger in a Home Depot in Coppers Cove, Texas.
oh my
And,
gosh.
Yeah, he just looked at me and said, "Hey, have you ever read this book?" No, strange guy.
It's
I've
like over
never
10
read
years
this
ago.
book. I'm looking for 2x4s right now. And he just started talking about this for about 20 minutes to me. But because he was so enthusiastic about this book, I
Right.
went ahead and bought it. Contacted Jeff Bezos, had him send it to me. And yeah.
Called him directly.
Yeah, that's what I say anyways.
Yeah,
That's
Jeff
Amazon, by
Bezos.
the way. If you guys don't know who owns Amazon.
But yeah, the other book too was the Trump book. I don't care if you like Trump or not. He's a great businessman, and it's a really great read. Is The Art of the Deal. That
It's a
was
good book.
really great. I'm actually still reading it, but I've learned a ton.
It was like, your grandpa sitting on the front porch telling you stories.
Right.
And there were little nuggets of information.
That there's contingencies and contracts that if you like I think of the house build for this, like I would have had a contingency, like if you don't
Definitely.
finish by this date, then this will happen, or I won't pay you this or something. Like there would be
absolutely.
some kind of thing, but we were literally just like, help me, like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, because
so
the
just
banks
do
were
it.
controlling our money,
Exactly.
not us. Absolutely.
And here's a little nugget of advice, guys. If you guys have a mortgage and you pay your insurance with your mortgage, and so let's say your mortgage then will pay your taxes and your insurance like most people do. Because you are not directly paying the insurance company and something devastating happens to your house or anything that you have insured in that house, you are not in charge of that money.
Nope.
The mortgage company is. And that's what we faced and what we fought. So
they will take their time. They will drag their feet. They will
don't
give
care
you the
about you.
runaround. They want to hold that money off as long as they can.
Be in charge of your money. And so
Yep.
that's basically everything we've been doing.
Take responsibility for your life.
Yes. Besides just the bus build, but there's all these different avenues you can take control of in your life, and being financially literate and financially intelligent and having less expenses and having more income, and think of passive ways to make income. Be creative. That Robert Kiyosaki taught me to be creative.
Yeah. And once you see one opportunity, you're going
Oh,
to see more. And that's
all
the thing.
over.
This year's been the year of opportunities for us. It really
Absolutely,
has. But
yeah.
one thing, Kiyosaki broke down, he said most people don't really understand the difference between an asset and a liability.
Yeah.
And the
We didn't
most
either.
simple form that he said that you could break it down in, or that he broke it down in, which was an asset is something that puts money into your pocket. A liability is anything that costs you money, so pulling money out of your pocket. So if you're putting money in, you have an asset. If you ever have to pull money out of this, then you have a liability. So, we used to think, oh, man, our house, it's our biggest asset.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was our biggest liability. It was our
biggest
most
debt.
expensive liability. So,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't understand just everything that goes into your home every single year. So,
Like we had to pay our septic bill. We had repairs to do. We had to constantly keep the grass maintained. That's all like
fuel.
Yeah,
Fuel to
that's
do it,
all
yeah.
liability. So now
Propane
if
every
you,
single
here's
winter.
some ideas, like we thought you could do, let people park their RV just to store it.
Sure.
Let them park their boat out there. Charge them $30 a month.
Charge someone to RV on your site.
Yeah, if you know how to do
30,
electrical.
50 amp,
Yes.
electrical outlet, and some people charge anywhere from $200 to $500 to stay on their property. We've seen.
Location.
Yeah. So
That
there's
is
a
something
new
to
book
look
that I'm
into.
about to read, and it's called Never Split the Difference.
Nice.
Yeah, friend from West Texas told me about it, and I guess his company just all went to learn about this from the guy.
Nice.
He's a FBI negotiator, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Never Split the Difference is going to be one that I'll have read by the end of this year, or
Nice.
the beginning of next year for lot season.
There's
I'll get it done before then.
Well, and there's a few other books too that we've read over our lifetime and that we kind of reread and we'll revisit randomly, like the How to Win Friends and Influence People.
How to Make Friends and Influence People, or win, yeah.
The four agreements, and also the new one is the
Think
Fifth
and Grow
Agreement.
Rich.
Yeah, Think and Grow Rich.
4 Agreements is a good one. That's something
a
that's
starter.
definitely one. Read it one time during the year.
Yeah,
I think Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad should be read every single year, just as a refresher.
absolutely.
Think and Grow Rich is a good refresher.
Yeah.
How to Win Friends and Influence People is a good refresher. Yeah.
Here's the thing too with these books, you have to go into it with an open mind, and you cannot get offended whenever you recognize the person that they're describing might be you, and that it needs to be different
That's a
and
good
be
call.
changed, because you have to go in and be receptive and know, like, hey, I am that person that's doing this. I had to do it many times, but that's how you grow. Don't be embarrassed about it. That we're all human. You just learn and move on.
It's emotional intelligence, people.
Yeah, emotional intelligence. That's
all it
exactly
is.
what it is.
I work on mine all the time. I have to.
Yeah. No, exactly.
But yeah, so I think books are important. There's a lot of people that say, but I don't read, so there's audiobooks. Listen, but I think the reason why books are important is because that's going to define the person that you will be into the future.
Right.
So if you are not constantly coming out of your comfort zone, or zeroing in, focusing on something that you want, a weak area in your life, okay?
Right.
Just think about yourself, and there's all these different assets, or assets to you, where everyone's are different, okay? So
Yeah.
some people are better at this versus that.
Right.
But the things that you're not great at, or even good at, that's an area where you can build up that wall. So
No, absolutely.
yeah, sorry, I don't know.
Always
Kids started
keep-
talking, so I got off topic. But what I meant to say was, those are the areas that you need to start fine-tuning. You need to really start to build your confidence in, or just build your knowledge in. So, and I think that's what books provide. So, and I like to
Right.
go, I'm not a big, I've never read the Harry Potters or anything like that. I like
Right.
to read something that's going to really teach me something. I don't
Right.
get lost in fantasy lands like that. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Yeah, I can get the allure to it, but I want to just be a better person every single day. I want to challenge myself. I want to not be the smartest person in the room.
Right.
I have no problem being the least intelligent person in the room, because if I'm that weakest link, man, there's only way but up for me. So,
Right.
yeah.
And you know what's crazy is, like, while we were building the bus, we kept saying, like, man, I can't wait till we get in the bus so we can start reading books again and start educating ourselves again. And it really took, after traveling a year, and then we were kind of able to, like, jump on and actually start reading books again. And just you have to be in the right headspace too. And like I said, be receptive to learning, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's the kind of like the mindset we've been in, though, is making money and having fun doing it, though.
Yeah, and
I
reading
think
books, educating ourselves, learning, finding our weak points. And it's hard sometimes because you have to really look inside and you have to have the emotional intelligence. And I keep talking about this. Do not think that, oh, this guy must have this figured out. No. I have very low emotional intelligence, and I work very hard on that all the time. I'm the kind of person that I can't come up with the right words, and I just end up getting angry, just upset, blow up. God damn it. So
Yeah.
I work on my emotional intelligence. Everybody should be doing it, though. This whole country needs to be working on its emotional intelligence. Just look at a Facebook post, man, and you see these people fighting over left versus right. That's just low emotional intelligence. We should be able to come together. We need to stop putting this big divide and wall between us and actually find that common ground, be able to actually hold a conversation and not just debate everything right, wrong. There is nothing that cut and dry. So
No.
let's not go politics, though.
Yeah, we'll turn
But
it.
so the other thing that we were doing, we're looking to purchase land, and you were just
Yeah.
talking about that. And
Yeah.
so
Investing.
and it's we want to either find a piece of land that we can invest into, but we also just want to have a place for us. And
Yeah.
one thing that I don't think enough people talk about is when you're traveling around, and like we have for the last 2 years, and some people are laughing thinking, man, you guys are still novices at that, because we know
Yeah.
couples that have been telling us they've been doing it for 15 years,
20
years.
Yeah.
So
they just like to.
they just, and that's them. Everyone's different. Me and, my family, we like to go places.
Yep.
We love to go somewhere new. But we also don't like playing by other people's rules, because some people have rules just because they have to control their own life to the second, every detail of the day. And I mean, that's some RV parks.
Yeah.
They are just so strict.
Cameras.
And
Some
it's
have
just
cameras
weird.
everywhere, and you feel like you're being watched all the time. And then,
So weird.
which I get, protecting your stuff and all, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, like, that last place that we were at, and I'd made a comment on one of these podcasts about, just the unhealthy mindset of some of these RVers. We were in the gym. We were living our best life, getting up early, working out, and we'd only been up for maybe an hour, and this guy comes into the gym, and he tells me, turn that TV down. Not asks, but tells me, turn that TV down. And I just looked at him. I've been in here for an hour, doing our thing, not bothering anybody. Nobody else has been in here, so we're almost done. Let us just get done with what we have to do. That's what I'm thinking. But I just look at him and say, no. And this guy, maybe mid-50s, would you say?
I'd say
mid-50s?
mid-50s, late 50s, yeah.
Just literally such a low emotional intelligence. That triggered him. He was just, he lost it. So he gets, almost nose to nose with me, to where, like, you could feel him spitting on my face. I just put my hand down and I said, look, step the fuck back. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
So anyways, he just looks me dead in the eyes, and this isn't a joke. He says, I'm telling. You're a grown-ass man. Either, we were just having a talk. You asked me a question. I gave you your answer, but you didn't
like
understand it. And I'm not going to lie. I've never believed in this whole white privilege thing, okay?
No.
That was the very first time that I saw white privilege right there. This guy thought this was owed to him because he just demanded it.
We
Look,
pay
guy,
here, too.
I don't know what gym you go to, but any gym I've ever been in, whoever's in there first, hey, man, that person's in charge of the TV, the sound system, whatever the crap that person wants to do, because they've had that floor for so long.
Right.
So me, I'm just going to go find a little spot, and I'm going to do what I need to do out of your way, because you're probably almost done.
Right.
But again, I respect somebody else's time and
They
somebody
don't.
else's space. This guy, boom, got triggered and lost his mind, started cussing and screaming at me, nose to nose. And then sure enough, I guess he went and told.
Yeah, he
but
did.
I never heard anything of it. But yeah, that's just, you just sometimes you're going to deal with that. You're going to deal with that anywhere. So
Yeah, and because again we were at an RV park, and we originally intended just to boondock a lot in random places, but we decided to take advantage of some of the luxuries of an RV park. And that was the other thing too. We're looking at improving our weight and our healthy lifestyles and stuff. We had started off just like walking around. We didn't really watch what we ate as much.
We were talking about going for land though. That's where we're at.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So we'll go back to that. But yeah, so we want to be able to park somewhere, have all of our stuff with us, and then maybe if we can, have another RV spot.
If we just want to relax for a minute and not be on somebody else's property.
Yeah, and not deal with the tattletales of the world.
I mean, grown ass people. Again, they're calling our generation soft and everything else.
Oh my
God. I've never met somebody that soft to where they literally told me, I'm telling. That was crazy.
A big fucking baby.
That was insane. Yeah.
Like, be a man, dude. You're gonna get in his face and be ready to receive a man answer.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking coward. Don't go in front.
He forgot he was not on his keyboard. That's the problem.
Oh,
he thought he was still on his keyboard.
Yeah. He thought he was on the internet.
Not a troll, an online warrior.
Jesus.
He thought he was a lot tougher than what he really was.
A lot of people think they have balls online.
Yeah, because they're hiding behind a keyboard. But so when we're looking for land, I use Zillow, Realtor, Land and Farm, Land Watch. I use Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and we just scroll and we find, properties that we like, and then we'll go to the county website and look up their GIS map. I have no clue what GIS stands for.
No.
But each county's different, at least in Arizona, in the sense of their GIS maps show different things, and some will tell you the full cash value of a piece of property. Some won't. Some will tell you, everything, the full cash value of what this property is, what the actual assessor is appraising this property at. It will tell you the owners of the property. Sometimes you'll get a phone number attached with that. Sometimes you won't. But it'll show you the different the times that this has been bought and sold, the history of it. And you don't even have to use the internet if you want to go down to your local county office. It's from the beginning of this time, of the United States. They have records of all these, parcels, and every single time it's swapped hands for how much. And so, yeah, do your due diligence. And that's the thing, the Trump book actually taught us.
Yep.
And it was to know, I never knew, out of all the times we bought a house or anything, the more knowledge you have, the more ammunition you have, the more just confident you are to go into a negotiation, because
absolutely.
Nobody understands where they get these prices from. When we sold our last house, these people kept wanting to be like, oh, well, if it's not this, we're not going to. Listen, we just got this thing built.
I know
we
what it
literally
costs.
know what this costs. So you're either going to pay what it cost for this or you're not.
Nope.
So I'm not going to play games with you.
You're not the first to make an offer.
So the more you know, it's that you create leverage by knowledge, and knowledge is power.
Confidence, power, all of it.
These housing prices nowadays are just so ridiculous.
And it's not, that's what I was going to say, it's not really a buying market for us, but we've been watching. So we know where these properties are at right now.
Yep.
And we know where they can go. And looking at their history, a lot of them are like double the price, and they really shouldn't be as high as they are. But let the recession come, let people start not spending as much money. And we always said we wanted to take advantage of the next one. We weren't in any position to take advantage of the 2008 crash. And
it might be a couple years before you even get land.
Yeah. And now we're smarter than that now. We were dumbasses in a lot of different things, and I feel like
we buy at the height of something.
Yeah. Now we know to wait. We have patience, and I think maybe that comes with age too, but yeah.
And knowledge.
Yeah. Educating yourself.
Yeah. Emotional and financial.
We always educate ourselves, and we push our kids to always educate themselves. I could not sit here and watch my kids do school while I don't learn anything either.
Yeah.
Like, that's so stupid. Like,
we
learn as a family.
They grow up watching us. Like,
yeah.
Hey, my parents, they still are learning. They're still constantly educating themselves. Right. We both have our college degrees, bachelors, but we didn't stop going to school.
No.
We didn't stop learning just because we actually stopped going to a brick and mortar institution. Now we just find mentors through books.
When I worked at University of Phoenix, I would just take like history classes like consistently. And I think it's because I didn't know how to learn any other way but in a school, and I think my big deal as an adult and teaching my kids is like, you don't have to be in school to learn. They watched us build a house.
Yeah. They helped us.
They helped us build a house.
Yeah, Ryan helped weld. They helped with plumbing.
Painting, and Layla would help grinding some stuff sometimes. She was kind of small for some of those tools, but yeah, and include your kids, and then you get a closer relationship with them too.
No, I completely agree. Our kids, they see that we never stop learning. We never stop
Yeah.
reading. We never stop educating. We never stop challenging ourselves. And we're 100% honest with our kids. You know, how did you know how to do that? I didn't. And so it's 2018. We're about to be in 2019. There's no reason. If you want to learn how to do something, go learn how to do it. There's YouTube, there's books, there's self-help classes.
And you don't even have to leave your fucking house. You can call Amazon.
Yeah, I can find a lot of information on a certain property or a house just from my living room. You know, just getting online. So looking up the APN, which is appraiser parcel number.
Yep.
Alpha Papa November. And yeah, once you have that number, if the county is a pretty squared away county and has all their information online, you're going to find everything out about this. So
you know the tools that you need.
Absolutely.
Just like building a bus.
Absolutely.
You need to know or if you have a computer or a phone, use it. Use that tool and then know what to look for too. And like we heard or watched this one couple, they bought some property that looked like a junkyard, okay, and had like all this overgrowth on it. It was like 80 acres. They got it for like, I don't know, $10,000 or something. Well, they ended up clearing all this off. They got all this money back in the steel and all this junk that they got off. They sorted through it, probably reused some of it to build their house and stuff. And then they got a timber guy to come in and like selective cut their property.
Yep.
And so they made trails through their woods. They did the selective cutting and they ended up making like the money back to even that they even spent to buy the land just in the woods. So they turned that junkyard.
Yep.
They looked past the junk. And they were able, you know,
they even made money on the scrap, I want to say, too.
Yeah, that's what I said. They did the metal and like they pieced it out and stuff. That's what I want to do. That's what I can do. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm looking for that kind of a deal.
Sweat equity into it.
Yeah. It's nothing but time.
Have the balls to get your hand dirty, right?
And honestly, after doing this bus, like recycling things like the bolts and recycling metal and things like that, it really opened my eyes to what you can do with different things. Like you could MacGyver fucking anything.
Yeah, it's true.
You really could.
So yeah, with land, you know, I had a problem. That was the thing. I had a problem. I didn't know how to find this information. I didn't know
what question to even ask.
But that was the thing. I had a problem. I didn't know the questions to ask.
Yeah.
And so the more refined my questions became, the more information that all of a sudden started coming available to me. So sometimes, guys, if you have a problem, figure out how to word your question. Because if you're not asking the right questions, you're never going to get your answer answered. So
that's true.
Work on your asking of questions. Know what it is that you really need. So
yeah,
if you can pinpoint your question, you're going to definitely find out your answer.
Was there anything else on land that you wanted to go over?
Man, I don't think so. I mean, this is just about what we're doing.
Yeah.
So the other thing you had brought up was losing weight.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go too big into it because I'd like to just do a whole podcast on how we did it.
Sure.
But at the beginning of this year, I was 275 pounds. I weighed myself this morning, and it was 212.
Jeez.
And I haven't worked out in about a month. So I'm definitely losing muscle, but I've learned how to eat.
Yeah.
So
it's all about your eating.
I think I got rid of the mother's curse finally.
Oh my gosh. That's awful.
You got to eat everything on your plate. There's starving kids in Africa.
Yeah.
Well, I'm over here getting fat as fuck, Ma.
So my dad would work over in Africa when I was a kid. He was a civil engineer, and I would always be like, well, good, Dad can bring it. Dad can take it to those kids.
That's great. What does your daddy do? Oh, he takes all of our scraps and sends them to Africa when he goes.
Yeah, he does. And we had so much African art in our house growing up. It was kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Paintings and statues and all kinds of cool stuff.
Nice. So how much did you weigh, and where are you at now?
So I was always fighting between 155 and 160, and I'm 5'6". I used to be 5'5"3/4", but I gained a 1/4 inch somehow. And anyway, so I finally got down. My goal was 140, and then I weighed myself this morning on 138, and
nice.
It's awesome. Yeah,
awesome.
I'm not as toned as I was when we were at the resort and I was like lifting weights and doing gym stuff. But dude, and running 6 miles and stuff, but I am able to maintain this. We've been eating like shit. I do too. We need to start running, and this tree lot's actually going to be its own workout. Yep. But man, we've been eating like shit too. Like we'll eat Taco Bell and Pizza Hut, but it's all on how much you eat and when you eat. And intermittent fasting is something that we'll definitely talk about in a later podcast and how we did this.
But we stop eating at 8 p.m. and don't eat again until 8 a.m.
Yep.
So.
And I'll destroy a village of Sour Patch Kids.
Yep.
I still will. On the weekends, usually, I'll try to just limit our sugar intake, like big and sugar intake to the weekends. So it wasn't so much as of a diet, and I didn't like hate my life the whole time we were on it at all. It was just limiting and watching what I ate when I ate it.
This was the easiest quote-unquote diet. And when I say diet, I'm not talking about a strict regimen of anything. It was more of just a diet, a way of eating. And we changed our entire way of eating. And we realized we didn't need 3 meals a day.
Right.
Nobody needs 3 meals a day.
Not unless you're running triathlons every day or something.
Yeah,
unless
you're actually doing strenuous work.
I don't know. You're burning a lot of calories, and everybody's different.
If you're sitting at an office job, you don't need 3 meals a day.
No.
That whole dietary, recommendations from the FDA or whoever makes that thing up, who the freak knows. But breakfast, lunch, and dinner, breakfast is the most important. No, I was eating 1 meal a day, at our, peak of getting back in shape. Man, I don't know, on a high side, maybe 1,500 calories in that 1 meal. And I would stuff my face until I was sick, just couldn't eat anymore. And I was eating 1 meal a day. And out of that 1 meal a day, I was able to run 6 miles. I was able to work out for about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we would go hiking after that, walk down some trails, a couple miles. So, and just, started drinking more water and just watching what we were eating, how much we were eating, when we were eating. We stopped snacking at night. So
I stopped drinking as much milk. I love milk and I like sugar, and there's so much sugar in milk. But I stopped drinking as much milk late at night. I started drinking way more water. There was I just never drank enough water. And Ryan got me this thermos. An Nalgene bottle. I think we're going to try to get stainless steel next time. But we got this Nalgene, and me and the girls and all of us, we just drink way more water. Yep. Which is awesome.
If you keep a water bottle with you at all times, you are going to drink more water for sure.
And we have a great water filtration system, so why not take advantage of it,
Absolutely.
But yeah, this year has really been, since the beginning, we've really been just trying to do more and educate ourselves and figure out a way that we can continue this, growing our family. The podcast was really first spreading this knowledge and letting people know that, hey, you don't have to just work this 9-to-5 job or work 17 different jobs. You can still be with your family and, be creative and think about what you can do, and what kind of message you want to spread, or what kind of job you want to do. They have the HipCamping, our friends up in Washington. The Gary bus, they live in a bus as well. They have some property up there, and they did the HipCamp thing. Yeah. And made some money this summer.
You told me about that.
And they also rent their other RV spot out. They're making all kinds of passive income just with the property they already have.
Look for opportunities.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that they have opportunities right underneath their nose. And if you have land of any kind, you can put on a couple RV spots and you'd be able to make money. You'd be able to rent these out. If you have a septic system, even, you could, you could even have a dump station and rent people to dump in your septic system.
Man, that's a good idea.
A lot of RVers, they need just even a place to dump.
Yeah.
That's it.
They
don't even need to stay on your property.
Yeah.
They just need somewhere to put their waste.
Right. So if you're near BLM land, especially, RVers are always looking for free spots to stay at, especially if they're off-gridding and everything. So if you're near BLM land, there's freecampsites.net. You can put up your own review of your own place and say, hey, you can come dump here, or come fill up your water tank, or whatever. Because those are just simple things that a lot of people take for granted that RVers really do. They're
looking for.
Yeah.
They're just looking for a spot. There's people on Craigslist all the time, showing pictures of their land and showing you the spot that they have on their property for how much it is. And even if it's just a boondock, let's say you don't even have any connections, let's say, because for somebody like us, we were able to stay at his buddy's house up in Washington, just hooked up to the water. But if we had a smaller RV, I would be down to just drive it to town to fill up my water tank and then drive back. Right.
Especially if you get the peace and quiet, because here's the thing, we're a family of 4 and we'd go through 100 gallons in 3 or 4 days. So, we'd go through a lot more. There's plenty of people out there that don't go through as much
There's some
water.
people that are by themselves that use very, very small amounts of water, very limited amounts of electricity.
Yeah. So just be creative. There's all kinds of things you can do.
There's opportunities out there. You just have to open your eyes and see them. And once you see one opportunity, this is Robert Kiyosaki again, once you see one, you'll see more. Because you've unlocked that part of your mind to be able to see these different opportunities. So.
Yep. Absolutely, man.
So what else did you want to talk about?
I mean, I guess that's pretty much it.
Is that going to be it?
Yeah, I just wanted to go over. And then you guys, if you have any comments or any questions about things that we do or anything, please let us know. If you have anything to add, throw it down on our description on any of our social media sites. We'll be down to do it.
Yeah. This was just about what we're doing. Like I said,
Yep.
this has been asked most frequently by people. What are you guys doing now?
And it's easier just to do it here than like answer 700 people on Facebook,
Well,
different forums and stuff. So.
Yeah. We're increasing our financial intelligence, increasing our emotional intelligence. We're just trying to self-improve every day. We're reading more books, and we're trying to turn our weaknesses into strengths.
Yeah.
We actually are working on our marriage, our relationship. This whole podcast is just a different way to communicate to one another.
This is our therapy, you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
They're like our psychologists.
Thanks for being a part of this bag of crazy.
You know.
And again, we are not professional investors.
No.
This doesn't even need to be said, guys.
No.
If you're listening to us,
you know that we're not professionals
whatever,
at anything.
you know, just but we're giving you ideas.
Yeah.
Just open up, you know, your
Different.
own, unlock your own little levels, whatever it is that you're working on, and try to think about what it is that you're even working on. And if you don't have any goals that you're working on, start making some goals.
Yeah.
You know, so
write them down.
there really is going to be, and this isn't, oh, the sky's falling. No, forget that.
No.
It's not cynical, but there is going to be a crunch time. There is going to be another recession. What are you doing to make money during this recession? Because if you can get something going now,
That's what the rich people are doing.
man, then you're going to have something during this recession. So if you do lose your job, or if you have no way to sustain yourself, if you are leveraged to the hilt, if you have nothing but debts and you only have one source of income,
There's a way out.
hey, good luck to you. I'm not saying that that's a bad idea. It's just not a
It
situation
is,
that I would want to be in at all. I would rather have a couple sources of revenue streams. I would rather,
Yeah.
you know, not have debt. And so that's why we decided to do this lifestyle. So if you guys are leveraged to the hilt, you better start thinking about, wait a minute, I need to have a way to make money in case I lose my job.
Or
And it's not just your partner's
No.
income. No, be your own bosses. Find ways to make money.
Fiverr.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things online you can even do. And also what we did, we bought, we talked about this in one of our podcasts. We bought one of those Amazon return boxes.
Yeah, that was fun.
From some liquidator, and we made some money off of that.
Some
and
of
we
it was
sold
broke.
eggs. We made candles. You could sell anything.
But some of that stuff in that box was broke.
Yeah.
You know, quote unquote broke is what I'm going to say, because there was a magic bullet in there. And you know what it looked like is somebody wanted to use it one time, made a milkshake, and it ended up just, blew up, you know, in the guts of it. And all I had to do was go in there with some WD-40, you know, and a wet rag. And I took
Some
this thing apart.
Q-tips.
I didn't know how to take apart a magic bullet at this time. This was my whole, you know, process into learning how to take things apart. And I would say our biggest ticket items were used returns, and
Yeah, they were.
that we were able to resell, and we sold them as such again.
Yep.
But when it came to me, it did not work at all. When it went to them, it was fixed.
Yep.
And I understood what the actual problem was, what caused that to not work anymore. I just took the time to sit there and fix it. Instead of it going into a landfill, somebody else got it.
Yeah.
And they were able to use it for however long. And we made sure we cleaned it and did the right thing. So if you're going to do it, spend the time and do it right. But that pallet box,
That was a good
thing
idea.
was awesome. We found that guy in Round Rock, Texas.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of
Man,
it.
I wish.
But you could probably Google it. Like, there's tons of people that do that. Or go to garage sales or, like, estate sales. Pick up some shit that you think might be worth something and then turn around and sell it, because a lot of times you can haggle people down because they don't want it, guys. They're trying to get rid of it for a reason. So you could even do that. I mean, there's so many things. You just be creative.
Look at what you have in your house right now.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
I mean, what is it that you're actually using versus what is actually stored away?
Yeah.
I mean, they're right. If you wanted to
Investment
start
money.
an investment,
Yep.
you know, of any kind, you have investment money in your attic somewhere, or in your basement somewhere, or sitting on your shelves that's just collecting dust. And right now, people have money. So take that money from them.
Liquidate it.
They want to give it away. People are spending. We are a consumer nation.
Yes, we are.
Take that money from these people that are leveraged to the hilt right now, and get rid of your crap that you don't want. But the person that wants to just continue to spend themselves into oblivion,
They think they need
take their
that.
money from them.
Yeah.
They're actively wanting to give it to you. Well, take it while they still have it, because pretty soon people are going to start tightening their belts. People
Yep.
are going to have to start to,
The Etsy shops aren't going to last very long because people aren't going to be buying them as much.
you know. So just guys, there's ways to make money.
Yeah.
See the opportunities, and if you're good with your hands, hey, that's a skill right there. So, you know, our Jared, our brother-in-law.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's JD Creations on Facebook.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he does like wood palette
pallets.
signs, and yeah, I mean he's doing some really cool like deer for Christmas, like little statues. My sister's a Christmas freak. She
She is.
loves Christmas, so he's like drug into it too. Now he's like making specific decorations. Her yard's gonna be like a National Lampoon.
But I think with the scroll saw, he's a teacher, so
Yeah,
a
he's a
projector, an
teacher.
old school projector screen,
Yep.
and like we would have in class. Yeah, scroll saw on a projector screen, and this guy makes awesome creations.
Yeah, he does.
So
He does a great job.
find your own side hustle, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a side hustle at this
Yeah.
point in life. And if you're only working 9 to 5, I highly encourage you to try something else. Try a better way, not to buy the newest, best car.
Yeah. Put some money away.
Lower your expenses, increase your income, throw it into assets. Again, money going into your pocket, not money coming out.
Yeah.
So figure out your side hustle.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now. anyways.
Prioritize your life, and I don't know how many people I've met that don't have a plan or any goals. Sit down with your spouse, or even if you're by yourself, but sit down and think, what do you want to do in a year? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Do you want to have another house? Do you want to have a business? Do you want to quit your job? How are you going to get
Do you
there?
want to go travel more?
Yeah, like write down those steps, and then you figure out, okay, it's a problem solve. Okay, again,
We've
how
done
do
that
you
since
get
the
there?
beginning.
How do you get there? Like, we wanted new land and we wanted a different place to live. How did we do it? The bus was our solution.
Mhm.
It's not the solution for everybody, but everybody has their own solution. It's a team project. So if we're done, we can end it with our quotes then. You want to do that?
Nope, because we already did our quotes, didn't we?
Oh, no, we didn't.
Didn't we pre-record that?
No, we didn't. But we can do it now.
Oh, I thought we did.
Yeah, we'll pre-record it after this.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds good to me.
So I guess we're done. So I'm going to leave you with mine, which is teamwork makes the dream work.
And if you can dream it, you can build it. Good luck, guys. Thank you for listening. We're coming to you from our 49 square foot podcast studio, 100% powered by solar in our schooly Chitty Bang.
You can find our shenanigans online at thecrabshomestead.com and Talkin' Chitty on Facebook and Instagram. You can also follow our schooly life on Facebook at Chitty Bang Schooly and Instagram at The Crabs Homestead.